Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how I went about making of this stylish Bubu dress with ruffle around the sleeves and also a snatched waistline. If this sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. With that being said, let's get right into the tutorial. Right here, I have 6 yards of Ankara fabric, but 4 yards can be enough for this tutorial. Then I also have satin right here, 1 yard. You can alternate this for crepe, and then organza here, I have 2 yards. I later went ahead to get 1 more yard, making 3 yards, so it can be full. The first thing I'll proceed to do is to open up my fabric and make a fold into 4. So guys, how I went about this was to first of all fold this like the opposite way that we normally fold, and then we fold it again, like making sure the border lines they are all together. So we have one side that does not have any opening, and then the other side we have it to have opening. So once you have done this, try your best to smoothen it. And in my case, I noticed that the fabric actually needs ironing because of those points that you have your like one yard. There's like a kind of fold here, so I'll just go ahead to iron everything so it becomes smooth. With everything ironed out, can you see how smooth this is looking like? Now the next thing is to place my measuring tape from this point, which is going to serve as my shoulder line, all the way to the full length of this dress. Then I added 1.5 inches. This is for folding allowance. Then at this shoulder region, I just place my measuring tape to measure all what I have. I have it to be about 22 inches. So guys, I don't want that borderline to show at all, so I'll just be marking out 21.5 inches. I'm going to take this measurement all the way to the down of the full length of this dress. Once you have done this, connect all mark points together like this with your straight wool. Moving on to these points whereby we do not have any opening, I'm just going to mark my neck width and neck depth. So guys, I took a neck width of 3 inches and then a neck depth of 2 inches. I would go ahead to connect them into my free hand like this. With this done, I'll proceed to cut everything out. Now guys, for this neck area, when you're cutting it, give about half an inch and also go ahead to notch where the shoulders is going to be. Once you have done this, can you see the way I'm opening this up? So just go ahead to do the same thing and just decide which part of it that you want to be the front. To keep this in place, I'll just go ahead to pin it a bit around the neck area so everything just relaxes well. Remember that we marked 3 inches for our neck depth. I'm going to maintain these 2 inches all the way down, and I'm also going to connect them together with a ruler. Now after doing this, I'm going to connect them all the way back to the neckline, and I'll just cut everything out. After doing this, I'll go ahead to measure from the middle of my neckline all the way to the down to know how long I'm going to cut the design that you see on it. Bringing the second fabric, I'll just go ahead to fold it into 2 right sides facing each other so that I can be able to easily cut on it. So the first thing I had to do was just to rule a straight line, and from that point I measured in between what I have for the cut area. I have it to be 6 inches, but instead of 6 inches, I'm cutting this out with 7.5 inches just to be on the safe side, so that we can be able to have enough sewing allowance so that this will not be short at the end of the day. So guys, I've been needing 3 of these so that when I join them together, they can be able to give me the full length of what I want. So now the next thing to do is to bring them and then join them like this. So just join them so that they can be able to form one long strip of fabric. At this point, I'll be demonstrating how to go about measuring your neck depth. So just place your measuring tape like this and determine how deep you want the neckline to be. So guys, for me, I want mine to be 22 inches. Then the next thing that you want to do is from the middle of your neckline all the way to the where you want the slit to be. So for me, I measured 43 inches. Although I have prepared this to be a little bit upper, so you just go ahead to work with what you want. Having made my joining and also opened the stitching place up and ironed it flat so everything can just lay smoothly, I'll just go ahead to make sure that I have it to be equal together and just make sure that they are equal at the both sides. So guys, this is what I have it looking like. Now the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to pin this all the way to the bottom. This is so that the fabric stays in place whilst taking measurements. From my middle point right here, I placed my measuring tape and came down by 11 inches, which is for the neck depth. Then, still maintaining my measuring tape at that point, I came down by 43 inches. Now, go ahead to divide what I have at this point in order to get the middle of this piece of fabric right here. Then I'm going to go ahead to connect all the middle points together. Having connected the middle points together, this is what I have it looking like. Now we're going to make a straight stitch and stop at this point right here, okay? I've run my stitch and I'll just go ahead to cut off any excess thread. Then I'll remove the pins that we pinned earlier. Now just opening, I just turn this to the right side like this, okay? Now we're going to give this a good press. Having ironed it, this is what I have it looking like. Now the next I'm going to do is to measure what I have here. And I have it to be about 3.75 inches. Now guys, towards the neck region, I want this to like become a little bit smaller. So I'm just going to be trimming it off at this point. And what I have at the middle of the neckline is now 3 inches. I'll knot the middle point right here and also notch the middle of the neckline also. So guys, having joined everything and also weaved it, this is what I have it looking like. And when I measure what I have in between at this point, I have it to be 6 inches, okay? So make sure that you have it to be 6 inches at the end of the day. And when I'm joining to the black and white fabric, like in my case, I made sure I used half an inch. Now guys, towards this region here, I have it to be 2.75, okay? From the neck, where the neck stops at. Now at the back of the neck, I have it to be 2.5 inches. So can you see the difference in this number? This is just so that everything can be able to lap well together. So guys, this is what I have it looking like, and at the lower region too, this is what it's looking like basically. Now let's go ahead to give this a thorough iron, but I know there's no light now, so I can't iron this. So guys, having ironed yours, just go down by your half length measurement. Placing my measuring tape from the shoulder line like this, I'm going to come down by 16 inches at the both sides of the dress, just like you can see me doing. Then draw straight lines towards the red fabric that I have right here. Now guys, from the middle of my dress, I'm just going to come in by quarter of my waist measurement at the both sides. So when I now measure this together in full, I'm going to have my exact half of my waist on this. Having measured half of my waist measurement, I'm going to come in by 2 inches, just like you can see me demonstrating at this side. I also come in also by 2 inches at the other side. This is just so that to give it that snatched nice look. So now I'm just going to measure in between what I have here, and it's actually going to be smaller than half of my waist measurement, okay? But we're good to go. Now the next thing to work on is on the ropes that we're going to be attaching to this. I have this little piece of remnants right here, and the length is enough to go around my waist, while the width is 4.5 inches. Now just go ahead to trim this, cut it open, and then I'm going to fold it this way on my machine and then just turn it to the right side with the open space. Right here, I proceeded to join the belt already, and this is what I have it looking like. Can you see the way I joined the belt? So that is just it. Now the next one we're going to work on is unfolding the full length of this area. So just go ahead to take your actual full length measurement, and the the hemming allowance that you left earlier, iron it straight up, so it can be easier for you to just like sew on it. So just go ahead to sew all or hem all the edges of the dress. Having hemmed the dress, now what I'm doing here is to make sure that it is equal from the shoulder all the way to the full length of it. With everything equal, the next thing I'm going to do is to take the measurement of what I have here and multiply it by 2. In fact, we're going to multiply this by 4 because we have 2 sides to fill in ruffle with. Initially, I bought 2 yards of organza, but later on I realized that this is not going to be enough and I had to buy 1 more extra. So at the end of the day, I made use of 3 yards of organza. If you want a fuller look, you can go ahead to get more than 3 yards. So guys, just go ahead to fold your fabric just like you can see me doing. So just fold it so it can be easy for us to cut out our strips of fabric. Once you have folded your fabric, next to determine is the length of the ruffle. So initially I wanted mine to be 10 inches, and then when it's unfold, it's going to be 5 inches. But after calculating I just wanted to maximize the use of my fabric, so I just went ahead to measure 9 inches. Sorry, 9.5 inches all through. So this is whatever you want to use depends on you, and then also the quantity of fabric. Now another thing I measured was the width, like how wide this is, so I can be able to know how long the ruffle is going to be. So I just multiplied that, and I was just doing a lot of calculations at this point. Once you are done making sure that everything is going to be okay, just go ahead to begin to measure what you have at the both sides and then connect together with a horizontal line like this. Now after doing this, you can go ahead to cut what you have out. Once you have cut everything out, the next thing to do is to align them together and then just join it. Having joined everything together, the next thing we're going to do is to locate the middle of this fabric. Now you just go ahead to align the both ends and then just locate the middle. You have to divide this into 2 because we need 2 separate pieces for the 2 different sleeves. Once you have gotten the middle, just go ahead to cut it open, and now we have 2 separate pieces. Now the next thing we're going to do is to work on them individually. Now I'm going to fold this right side facing each other, and I'm going to sew the wrong side at this point. And after sewing it, you're going to do this for the both ends. And after this, you turn this to the right side and then make a top stitch on it to secure it in place. So guys, having done all of this is what I have it looking like. And can you see how neat this is? Now the next thing you're going to do is to either determine if you want to do printing or if you want to run gather stitch. For me, I decided to take the longer route and I ran a gather stitch all through. Now guys, how long the ruffle should be at the end of the day is that 58, that's my full length multiplied by 2. That should be how long it is for the both sides. Having done all of that, this is what I have it looking like, and now I'm going to place it this way and I'm going to stitch on it all through. Now after stitching, I'm also going to weave it for neatness. Attach my ruffle and also to trim and weave everything. So this is what I have it looking like. So guys, I apologize because I've finished up the dress. So I'll just be explaining what I did last minute. So I came down by my breast length measurement from the shoulder line and I marked it. So from my breast length measurement all the way to the down, that's where we're going to be shaping and joining it together. Remember, we're joining it at the right side. So guys, you just have to determine how wide you want it to be. Okay, so for me, I just use 60 inches for the width of how wide I want it to be, and then placing my measuring tape from the ruffle parts inwards, I have it to be 5.5 inches. So basically 5.5 inches all the way to the down. So I've gone ahead to join that at the both sides, and basically that is all for the tutorial. Okay, if you found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and also subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.